10 times nature showed its fury on camera. There are days when the sky seems to announce something different. The clouds gather, the temperature changes, the wind falls silent, and suddenly, it all begins. Many of the scenes you will see were recorded by people who never imagined that their cell phones would capture such decisive moments. These are seconds that demonstrate how nature can go from equilibrium to destruction without any warning. The first disaster happened in a small town surrounded by hills. For days, the rain persisted, turning every meter of the slope into loose mud, until, without warning, a muddy waterspout descended violently, dragging everything in its path. Cars were swallowed like toys. Entire houses lost their foundations. People ran in desperation as the once quiet street turned into a raging river. Security cameras recorded the moment when the flood crossed the center, taking poles, walls, and leaving a trail of desolation. Shortly thereafter, in another part of the world, nature would show an equally frightening spectacle. A tornado formed in a matter of minutes, as if it had sprouted out of nowhere. The sky darkened, the wind took on a menacing hue, and then the spiral began to touch the ground, spinning at impressive speed. Cars were lifted, roofs were easily torn off, and centuries-old trees toppled as if they were made of paper. Some residents tried to flee, others could only pray. The cameras showed the exact moment the tornado crossed the main road, causing drivers to abandon their vehicles and run for their lives. Meanwhile, in a coastal country, another disaster was quietly brewing. A tidal wave was approaching without most people knowing. The waves receded in a strange way, as if the sea was gaining momentum. Experienced fishermen were surprised by the behavior, but it was too late. Minutes later, a wall of water rushed into the shoreline, sweeping away boats, houses, and everything. The images showed people running through the flooded streets, as the force of the water destroyed walls and dragged entire structures. It was impossible to fight the force of the ocean. On another continent, extreme heat turned entire forests into gunpowder. All it took was a spark, and the fire began to spread with impressive speed. The flames engulfed giant trees in seconds, lighting up the sky with an orange glow. The strong wind made everything even more dangerous. Firefighters fought desperately, but the fire looked like a living, unpredictable, and hungry being. Families abandoned their homes as smoke filled the roads and reduced visibility to almost nothing. For days, that inferno of flames consumed everything it encountered, leaving acres of land reduced to ashes. Another striking disaster happened in a mountainous region. The snow accumulated over weeks formed an unstable layer, and a simple crack was enough to trigger a devastating avalanche. Skiers heard the deep, muffled thunder-like sound and saw a white wall descending with frightening speed. The mass of snow swallowed trails, covered equipment, destroyed huts, and left many buried. The images captured by drones showed the colossal strength of that white mass, which advanced like an unstoppable monster. In a large urban center, a completely different disaster caught the world's attention. After days of heavy rains, the ground gave way, opening a gigantic crater in the middle of the street. Cars, motorcycles, and part of a building were swallowed in seconds. Those who passed by the place could not believe what they saw. The ground simply disappeared. The cameras installed at the traffic light recorded the moment when the asphalt broke, as if it were torn paper. Rescuers worked night and day, but the instability of the terrain made it even riskier. In another region, an unprecedented electrical storm drew attention for the number of lightning strikes that hit the city. In less than 3 hours, more than 1,000 electrical discharges were recorded. Transmission towers exploded, trees were torn in half, and isolated fires broke out on stricken rooftops. The videos captured by residents showed the night being torn by continuous flashes, like incessant flashes of a camera, but with a destructive force capable of knocking down structures. The planet was still under pressure, as if each disaster was part of a great cry. In a desert region, a sandstorm turned day into night in a few minutes. The wind brought particles so dense that visibility dropped to practically zero. Cars stopped in the middle of the road, and people took shelter as best they could, as that orange mass moved forward, enveloping everything in a sweltering darkness. The images showed buildings disappearing behind the wall of dust, as if they were being swallowed by a sea of land. In the northern hemisphere, another unexpected event put cities on high alert. An extreme cold wave turned entire streets into ice floes. Cars were frozen in place, doors wouldn't open, windows were shattered under the weight of accumulated snow, and rivers turned into solid tracks. The cameras recorded impressive scenes, trees cracking by the force of the ice, poles toppling, and people trying to walk on streets where the biting wind seemed to pass through clothes and bone. And finally, one of the most symbolic disasters, the rupture of a dam. The accumulated water gained strength, pressed the walls, and, in a matter of seconds, released an avalanche of destruction. The wave of mud advanced for miles, sweeping away homes, bridges, and lives. The aerial images showed the devastating trail, as if someone had passed a brown brush through everything, erasing stories and memories in a few minutes. Each of these moments captured by the cameras has something in common: the demonstration that nature is responding in an increasingly intense way. The earth trembles, the air changes, the sea changes, and the climate changes rapidly. Humanity insists on believing that everything is under control, but each of these disasters is a reminder that the strength of the planet is far greater than we imagine. The world is changing before our eyes, and when watching each of these scenes, it is impossible not to think that nature is talking. The question is, are we listening?